It is day number 2 of the Rare Air Challenge from the Cadet Natatorium of the United States Air Force Academy. Good afternoon to you. The Falcons looking for their second win of the tournament as they'll be taking on Redlands University. Some breaking news right off the top. A.J. Kuipers, who leads the nation in saves, will miss the rest of the tournament due to concussion, which he suffered in yesterday's game against St. Francis. Now, the official word or unofficial word, depending on how you look at it, is he is doubtful for next week. I did have a chance to talk to AJ, and it's just going to be a day-by-day process. Number one, they want to see if he can continue his duties at the United States Air Force Academy. That means studying. And he may miss a day or two so that he can be evaluated. So A.J. Kuipers out for the remainder of the Rare Air Challenge. And a gentleman that we saw yesterday in goal and has proven that he might be able to play it, whether they're going to stick a freshman in there. Mike Kuipers again joining me in the broadcast area. And Mike, big news, but you know what? The Air Force has got to feel confident with the young freshman that they will play today.
Absolutely, Jeff. Lucas Smith doing a great job all year thus far. He's going to get in there and he's going to do what he does best, which is block that goal. And unfortunate for the team as a whole whenever that happens, but it does happen quite frequently, actually, especially for goalkeepers. As you saw, maybe in the last contest, Luca also took a shot to the head in the fourth period of play. But today we're going to be watching Air Force Falcons take on the Redlands Bulldogs. Redlands coming off a loss this morning to St. Francis, the same team Air Force played last night. That final was 17-10, so they've already played this morning one game and coming back, turn around now here at noon. They're a record 2-6 on this season. And Air Force with their first game for today's Rare Air Challenge.
Starting lineups for Air Force, as we mentioned in the goal, 1A, Lucas Smith. Then the rest of the field, pretty much the names you know. Number 2, Grant Snyder. Number 4, Ian Christie. Number 6, Sam De La Cruz. Number 9, Jackson Carter. Number 10, Cole Copperrood. And number 15, Kaido Ham.
For the Bulldogs, it'll be number 1, Liam Murphy in the goal. Number 5, Andrew Higginson. Number 6, Ron Vichy. Number 9, Eamon Greathouse. Number 11, Dan Bajda. Number 14, Spencer Selwood. And number 21, Andrew Sorensen.
And for the record, just to show you how complete we are in our coverage of water polo, they will have a brand new ball for this match. And they break that out today. And Mike, I guess one of the advantages of having a brand new ball is it's a better grip. So we will see how things go. The brand new ball is about ready to hit the water, and the Falcons get the opening sprint.
That's for Air Force's number 2, Grant Snyder.
Grant Snyder, no surprise, I guess, getting the opening sprint. Air Force in possession of the ball, trying to bounce back from last night's loss to St. Francis. At one time they trailed by 4, only lost by 1. But as Coach Ryan Brown said in the post-game last night, we just ran out of time.
Yeah, they were coming on strong there at the end for sure. Almost did it. A couple of missed opportunities in that fourth period of play, and oftentimes that's what happens, 1 goal loss.
And to give St. Francis credit, tremendous goalkeeping. We've seen a lot of that this weekend, Mike. We've seen some good play in the net. There's a skip shot. And what did we just finish saying right there?
Yeah, nice block by number 1A, Lucas Smith there. Keeps the ball in front of him off a skip from the top.
Ian Christie with the ball. Don't be surprised if he throws in a bomb today. Working off to the right side, wanting to go down low. Ball is loose. And it will go over to the Falcons. We are just underway.
Exclusion drawn by number 5, Jake Dixon there. First power play for Air Force, who didn't do that well on power plays in the last contest, but take care of business right here. And the pass inside from number 4, Ian Christie, to number 5, Jake Dixon, and they're one-on-one for power plays in this contest.
They'll take that all afternoon. I would think, Mike, that Air Force would like to get a big lead right now and do what they did against Iona. They'll get to play a lot of people, but right now I think they just want to take maybe a big lead and just keep the foot on the gas.
Absolutely. You always want to come out strong right from the start here. Give yourself a comfortable lead. Work the offense. Keep the defensive pressure on.
Air Force leading it by the score of 1-0 here in the opening period. The Redlands Bulldogs and the Air Force Academy Falcons. Falcons with a victory today. Another good save by Luca in the net. And folks, we'll tell you again, Luca Smith is a fourth classman.
So ball out to Ian Christie. Air Force is going to look for another opportunity. Back into Jake Dixon.
And did it break the plane?
Good to see Air Force work in the center play. They weren't able to do that very effectively against St. Francis because of St. Francis's defensive pressure. But both offensive possessions here, Air Force gets an opportunity.
So it is the Bulldogs in possession of the ball here in the opening stanza. Force the clock. They force the clock to run out, and Air Force will get it.
Yeah, good strong D by Air Force. Good to see him coming out strong here. This last meeting between Air Force and Redlands was a 10-9 affair. Air Force coming out on top by 1 goal, but Redlands playing strong all throughout. And that shot, cross cage shot by number 9, Jackson Carter, blocked out.
So Air Force in possession of the ball. We're under 5 minutes here in period number 1. I'm Jeffrey Orman, along with Mike Kuipers. Nice to have you with us at the Cadet Natatorium on a Saturday afternoon. Game 3 of the Rare Air Challenge for Air Force. They'll do the Rare Air Classic next weekend. Down low, and they lost the ball. It's going to be picked up by the goalie for Redlands. And the turnover will go to the Bulldogs here in the first period.
That ball into number 4, Ian Christie tried to make the turn there, just slipped out of his hands right into the goalie's arms. Ball up top now for the Bulldogs. But Lucas Smith comes out. Gets excluded. A little aggressive on coming out of the cage there.
Even match.
It's a high risk, high reward. Risk being that for a goalie to have to be showing effort to go right towards the ball, any kind of foul, and they're going to get excluded, and that's exactly what happened. Gives the Bulldogs an opportunity for the ball in front of the cage, and they pull it even 1-1.
And Bada, I believe, is going to be the man who will be credited with the goal for the Redlands Bulldogs. And we're all tied up at 1 here in the first frame of the match between Air Force and...
All he has is head turning with that one.
Cole Copperud looking for a pass across, finds, just barely missed.
Liam Murphy is the man that's working the net for the Redlands Bulldogs, and they want to go on the fast break. A long, long pass down the far end of the tank.
Yeah, a little long on that pass from the goalie. Air Force able to come down, but a 5-minute penalty called here. With number 18, Colin Chase, on his back. So first 5-meter penalty of the game, and it goes Redlands.
And so we'll get the first penalty shot, and we'll see if we can pick up the cap there. And
it's 23. That's Max Wagner, sophomore.
Wait for the whistle. And it's in there in the right corner, and it's now 2-1 in favor of the Redlands Bulldogs.
Max Wagner, sophomore from Piedmont, California, with the 5-meter penalty shot. Skip right side and in, so Redlands pulls up ahead by 1.
Here's Ian Christie with the touch as the Falcons moving left to right. And I think we might have an exclusion. We do. Look for Air Force to pull the trigger very quickly. Once they get an exclusion opportunity, right there.
That's a great sign, Jeff, there. That's two penalty, 6-on-5 power plays, excuse me, and 2 for 2 for Air Force thus far. So that's something they've really been trying to work on this year is the power play percentage, 100% so far in this game.
Absolutely, and you've got to like that. All right, so here we go. Knotted up at 2 with 3:13 left to play in the opening stanza. Jeffrey Orman along with Mike Kuipers here at the Cadet Natatorium. And Lucas Smith making his presence known. Scoops in there and takes the ball.
Yeah, that pass, dangerous pass inside. Bulldogs player couldn't get it, and Luca doing a great job taking the ball away.
Cole Copperwood to Larson McCarroll. Air Force being patient. Might have another low-scoring affair, as Mike told you a little bit earlier, 10-9. Tried to lob that into somebody, and it's taken away by the Bulldogs, and they'll come on the attack moving right to left.
Yeah, a little force there by number 2, Grant Snyder, trying to get it into Colin Chase, number 18, but defended by 3 Bulldogs around him, so.
Here comes Redlands, and with the touch is Drake Moody as they work off to the left side. They draw a foul there. Bulldogs still have it. 4 seconds left to go.
Wow, great shot block by number 2, Grant Snyder. Recovered, though, by Redlands. Questionable foul call there.
So the Bulldogs will reload. 16 seconds left to go on the shot clock anyway. They go to the high point. Winding, want to go to the left side. Skip shot, score.
That's a nice assist pass by number 10, Drake Moody, to, again, number 23, Max Wagner, who was open on the post. Luca unable to get back over in time. Skip shot and in. Redlands retakes the lead here as we complete the first period of play. 1:45 left here.
Max Wagner being the leading scorer for the Bulldogs in this 2022 campaign. And we've got a pretty tight one here in the early going as Ian Christie getting pressured near the center part of the tank, going off to the right side. You heard a coach yell maybe no foul. That's Copperwood who has it now. Throws it across. Back to Cole Copperwood. Cole wanting to go down low. The shot, they tie it up.
Good work there by Air Force. Assist pass from number 10, Cole Copperwood, to Sam Delacruz, number 6, right in the middle. Worked extra hard to get away from his defender, turned and fired it from 5 meters out. Yeah, Grant with the exclusion call. Power play for the Bulldogs.
Nothing get past him. Number 1A, Lucas Smith.
Night.
Another stop. He's playing well.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. Ball in now. Yeah, that into number 6, Sam Delacruz. Doing a great job on the turn. Skips cross cage, just hits the post. Yeah, that number 8, Jacob Yee on the sprint. Nice job by Air Force. So far, Jeff, first period play, we've seen both teams doing a good job on offense. Air Force really trying to work that center play. And the Bulldogs' goals coming off of 6-on-5 and post play work.
They get the turnover here. Jacob Yee, for the record, getting the victory in that sprint. The second quarter. It's either me or it's very warm in the natatorium. I'm going to lose a few pounds just staying during the game. Like a sauna. Things more me than anything else. 6 on the shot clock. They try, and no save.
That's a low percentage redirect shot from outside. Goes right to the hands of Lucas Smith. Ian Christie with great pass down low. Backdoor, number 8, Jacob Yee, draws the exclusion. That's great news, Jeff. Just right there, number 8, Jacob Yee, doing a great job drawing the exclusion. Ball to Grant Snyder. Patient, hesitates, lobs over the goalie, and Air Force is 3 for 3 on power plays right now.
Jacob is a third classman here. And you know, Mike, something we've been talking about, we talked about the defense, we talked about the goalkeeping, but we might want to give a shout out to some of these underclassmen who have been working. Of course, AJ will be a senior, and he'll be graduating in 23. Grant, of course, will be also graduating in 23. And I'll tell you what, the underclassmen got to step up, and I'd say they're doing rather well.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. This has been a pretty balanced team this year, with a thought going into the season that it was going to be, kind of brand new for a lot of these players, but they've done a great job of integrating well, and I think it has a lot to say for the coaching staff as well as the captains, AJ Kuipers and Dylan Sinclair, for allowing the team to gel well together. Beautiful shot by number 8, Jacob Yee, there off the wing, right through the hands of the goalie. And Air Force executing really well on offense right now. Yeah, 2-goal lead here to start the second period of play. 5:52 left. Jacob and Sam will take a breather in for the Air Force, number 5, Jake Dixon, and number 9, Jackson Carter. Fire from number 4, Ian Christie, aiming for the corner, but goalie able to get there. New 30 for Air Force. A backdoor attempt the other direction, that intended for Ian Christie down low, but intercepted by the Bulldog defender. Yeah, great defense by Air Force. They're shutting down the center. I think the Redlands coach wanted a call there. Didn't get it. Air Force ball. So there'll be a turnover here. An exclusion called in transition. Number 10, Cole Copperroot, excluded for Air Force, and Redlands calls a timeout, set up their power play. Yeah, that shot right at Luca. The Bulldogs not doing a great job on that power play. That shot by number 21, Andrew Sorensen. Air Force ball. Yeah, deflected by the Bulldogs defender there. A shot outside from top for number 15, Kaido Ham. Kaido, great game yesterday. Yeah, good D by Air Force there. Keep the ball on the outside, prevent the Bulldogs from getting any center play action. Jacob E now here up top. And again, great job by Air Force, working the center play, drawing the exclusion, another power play. Yeah, that's the first defended power play so far in the game. The goalie recognized that well. Ian Crit. Another score by Jacob E there. That's 3 for him, I believe, Jeff, for the contest, or 2. But a nice assist pass from number 4, Ian Christie all the way down the pool after a steal. Air Force goes up by 3. Number 10, Cole Copperroot coming in.
Off the crossbar. No chance.
Luka now looking for a pass out as Air Force goes on the counterattack. Gets it down to Cole Copperroot. Now down line, number 3, Dylan Sinclair entered the game.
Nice set shot from number 13, Larson Windu-McCarroll.
Grant Snyder with the pass in to number 13, Larson McCarroll. Again in the center set there, Jeff. 7 the score for Air Force. 5 of those goals coming out from that center position.
Last 2 possessions of the game.
Well,
Of the quarter up.
Mike, we've seen good play on the power play from Air Force. You just mentioned the center, and Luka, of course, playing a very solid game in the fights.
Yeah, that's a team effort for sure. Luka doing a great job getting the balls he really needs to get, but it's Air Force pressure also getting that lower quality shots from this Redlands team.
He's cutting his enemies down with a lightsaber. Larson Windu-McCarroll draws exclusion.
Timeout has been called. It's been time called by Air Force, but we will keep it here. So we all have all of 18 seconds left to play in the first half.
Yeah, Air Force wanted to make sure that they came out strong. It was a tie game after the first, but opening a 4-goal lead here into the second.
If you're joining us for the first time today, they have mentioned Lucas Smith gets the start in the goal today. Again, we will tell you if you missed it, A.J. Kuiper suffering a concussion in the St. Francis game yesterday. His status for the rest of the weekend, he will sit out the rest of the Rare Air Challenge. Status for next weekend for the Rare Air Classic is doubtful, but as it stands right now, like anything with the concussion protocol, Mike, it's day by day, and just you don't want to push anything. Right now, the most important thing for AJ is going to be his studies, and I think he might get a day or 2 off from attending class, but they'll evaluate him and see how he does, and hopefully he'll be back in action next week for the Rare Air Classic. But he's got a pretty good understudy, I'll say that, from what we've seen so far. Air Force with the ball, 13 seconds left to play. That's off to the left side. Who's going to get the last shot? 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm guessing Polo let it fly. He will. It's blocked, and that's how we'll close it out here in the first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
Air
the end of
Force
the
wins
first
it by
half.
the score of
Washington
7-3 as we wrap
Redlands
up the
3.
first half of play. Air Force over Redlands University. We'll be back with some halftime highlights and some unofficial scores, if you will, when we return right after this. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is got them well in hand here.
Yeah, great second period for Air Force. They're really doing what they needed to do. And I think the story of this game so far, Jeff, is the power play success that Air Force has experienced. 3 for 6 so far, 500, as well as their shot percentage, also 500, compared to the Redlands team, who's just a 17% success rate on their shot attempts. So great job by the Air Force defense again.
Lucas Smith with 6 saves, and for Murphy, he's got 4. And Brent Snyder with 2 goals. Jacob Yee with 2 to lead the score. Here we go.
Barring being knocked out, number 1A, Lucas
3
Smith.
in favor of Air Force as they go for win number 2 in this Rare Air Challenge.
Air Force is going to look to try to extend this lead into the third period of play. As I've mentioned previously, the third period of play, good period for Air Force.
Pass there. There's a turnover. The Falcons run on a 4-goal run to get this 4-goal lead as we start period 1. And down deep, there's a double team.
No offensive possession allowed for the Bulldogs.
Dave at the
Time them out again.
have run out the shot clock. Good defense by Air Force. We've seen it all weekend, Mike. We're not really seeing too many things that are different. Good goaltending, good D. I think this is the best game they have had as far as forcing the shot clock to run out and forcing the opponents to turn over the ball, to dump the ball, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. A little different when you apply this amount of pressure to a Redlands team, and you compare that to the St. Francis team, who also very strong on defense themselves and strong in the water. But Air Force certainly utilizing the defensive pressure to create those offensive opportunities. As an intercept there by number 9, Jackson Carter on the pass. Attempted inside to the post by the Bulldogs. And number 15, Kyle Ham will bring it down. He'll go across.
Good shot, no good. It hits the left center, left of the cage. And I believe we're going to have
Shot
a
and an
ball, and it
exclusive
will
shot by number 6.
against
Sam Dela Cruz.
the Bulldogs, and so Air Force with a chance to take advantage once again.
Yeah, great second effort by number 6, Sam Dela Cruz, to fight for that second effort ball. Draws the exclusion. Another power play for Air Force.
Nothing and knocking it in. Number 15, Kyle the Man Ham.
And we see it again, Jeff, there. Successful 6-on-5 power play. Kaido puts one in from up top. That's 4 for 7 now.
Falcons now have a 5-goal run. Leaded by the score of 8-3 by period. And now putting a little pressure on. Still putting the pressure on. Pushing them out toward the center of the map. Bulldogs need to break the drought. Try to get back in this game. He's got a half of the
Won't happen here. Offensive foul called against the center of Redlands. It'll go Air Force way now.
Beautiful pass from number 1A, Lucas Smith. Into advantage projection. And a cross shot from number 8, Jacob Showtime Yee.
Jeff, that's number 3 for number 8, Jacob Yee, having a great game off the assist pass by number 10, Cole Copperwood. Air Force again quickly setting up offense, looking for the opportunity, making it happen.
Well, folks, if you think it's all going to be a case of maybe 2 guys, look at what they've been getting from the rest of the team. They've been getting some great scoring, as you just mentioned. Number 8, Jacob Yee, he's got 3 on the day. It's not going to all be love to have that, Mike. You don't want to be a one-trick pony, and the Falcons are showing a lot of looks, and they've got some firepower from quite a few people.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty balanced right now on offense. Contributors across the board. Oh, nice. Really nice done by number 5, Jake Dixon, on the turn there, drawing the exclusion, and another power play opportunity. Air Force 4 for 7 right now. See if they can make it 5 for 8.
There's a shot, there's a block. Murphy with a stop.
Good movement from Air Force.
9-3 for the Falcons. At one point it was 3-3, and the Falcons have taken off on a 6-goal run.
Yeah, this is what Coach Brown's going to want to see for the team to keep putting the pressure on, get the distance.
Another interception for Air Force.
No sooner than you say that, Mike, another turnover.
Absolutely.
I think they've got us on their caps there. This should be an easy one.
Boom, 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 bang! Number 8, Showtime lead.
And a great assist pass by, no surprise there, number 4, Ian Christie, all the way across the pool to number 8, Jacob Yee, who goes 4 for the day. Off.
For Jacob Yee, and with 3:22 left to play in period number 3, Air Force on top by the score of 9-3. We're watching Air Force power play. Well, they want to hear Mike anyway. They don't need me. You see the time remaining in period number 3 of the game number 3 of the Rare Hair Challenge here at the Cadet Natatorium. The Falcons on a 7-goal run at 1.33, and the Falcons have, no pun intended, taken off.
Absolutely, Jeff. They're firmly in control of this game now. A great opportunity to continue to work the basics, get some other play time in for some other folks.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a number of stories. Certainly Jacob Yee with a 4-goal day, and there's a shot and a score, and that finally breaks the drought.
That by number 5, Andrew Higginson, Jr. for Redlands.
Let's see, it looks like Grant Snyder is in the pool for the Falcons. Jackson Carter is also in.
You also see number 20, Bruce Kim, coming in for the first time of play here as Coach Brown's looking to.
At one time, we had an all-freshman lineup in this series, or not in this series, but this weekend, as he had a chance to look at all of his fourth-classmen.
Yeah, that in the game against Iona, where Air Force was well ahead. You may see that again here, but still plenty of water polo left to play.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do, Mike, and you know this as being a former player and also doing a little coach, you don't want to get complacent. Don't sit back and we'll just run out the time. No, that is when bad things happen. That's
Absolutely.
when you get a little sloppy. Bad habits can happen, and the next thing you know, you're doing those when it's a key game, and so you want to keep the intensity up. Falcons dropping back in a three-man zone in front of the cage. Now they'll extend. Trying to get to the high post, and there's another shot and a score.
That's another shot from number 5, Andrew Higginson of the Redlands team.
Alan Higginson with his second goal of the match. And now the Bulldogs have halved it 10-5. Let's see. Had an opportunity in the last game to sit at, kind of see this game from ground level. And I learned two things. Number one, you're going to get wet. And number two, I think you get a better perspective of how the plays are going to be run. Yeah, you might get screened off a little bit, but it's kind of interesting to and disregard everything I said as Grant Snyder puts one in the basket.
Yeah, beautiful offensive play there. Grant with a turn in front of the cage, right over the goalie's head.
Third goal of the day for Grant Snyder. But anyway, it's interesting to watch it from ground level, from the scorer's table or from one of the seats on the sideline there. Kind of get an interesting perspective there.
Yeah, one of the things that you don't realize when you're in the water at that ground level, it's actually really noisy and hard to hear what's happening. It's a lot easier to make some comments from way up here as you're looking down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the one thing, and going back to that point, Mike, communication is very, very important. You've got to be constantly communicating to where you're going to be on the pool. And normally, I think the goalie is the one that calls out like things how much. And there it is right there. There's a shot that is skipped to the right. You heard the goalie just to the left. That is Murphy. He calls out the shot, how many seconds are on the shot clock. And you've got to communicate. If you're not communicating, you're going to get burned. Simple as that. I think you can say that about any sport, but certainly true in water polo.
Yeah, absolutely. Goalies running the defense, making sure people are covering down where they need to cover. Works the same on offense.
And here are the Falcons. 4 seconds, and that one goes high and wide.
A shot by number 8, Jacob Yee. A little too much on it, slips out of his hands and goes over the goal.
Falcons lead it by the score of 11-5. And there is a nice steal by Air Force.
And it'll be number 20, Bruce Kim, taking it down the field off a steal.
Let's see if he's going to throw to the right side. Might have a one-on-one here. Penetration inside, and ball is loose, and it's going to be a turnover to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Jackson was looking to get that back to Bruce Kim. Again, pass just a little short, and the defenders come up with it. So
19 seconds on the shot clock and 18 left to go in period number 3. Let's see if the Bulldogs will have a chance to get a final shot off. Kaido Ham looked like I'm sorry, not Colin Ham. Jacob Yee looked like he had a good defensive effort. 6 seconds. Jacob Rate. He's done it all today.
Yeah, he sure has. That was a great effort.
Jacob is going to let it fly at the end of the third period. And I'm chuckling because I think the public address announcer just went, wee. Anyways, we go to the fourth and final period as the Air Force Academy Falcons lead it by the score of 11-5 over Redlands University. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. We start the final 8 minutes of play as the Falcons try to go 2-1 in the Rare Air Challenge. They lead Redlands University by the score of 11-5 after 3 quarters of play. All right, Mike, you're the head coach, Ryan Brown, and you're up by 6 goals. What's the strategy from here on in? You start playing a lot more. I mean, we've seen a lot of people play today. You stay with that, or you maybe get the starters back in? What's the plan here?
Yeah, he's going to have the starters make this happen here in the beginning, and then he's going to be looking to get the other folks some rest. They do have another contest this evening against Westcliff at 6 p.m., so with the game firmly in hand, he's going to get as much play time as he can for others. That was a 2-meter violation there called against number 5, Jake Dixon.
Well, that's too bad. He already has, I think, he has the first goal of the match. Well, I think it's going to be a tough call today as far as player of the game or players of the game. What a block. There's one of them, and there's a follow shot and a score.
Yeah, good block by Lucas Smith there. Unfortunately, it goes right back into the hands of the Bulldogs player on the second effort, and it goes in. So Air Force and Redlands trade goals 1-1 to start out the 4th period here.
The Falcons, if they win today, would win their 10th game of the season.
And Falcons currently 9-4.
17 wins last year, and there's a shot that is knocked away. And the Bulldogs will have possession. Last year, as we told you before the Navy game, 17 wins, which was the best for the Falcons since 2012. All-time school record, 24 victories. Here is a pass off to the right side. Trying to go up to the post. Down low. There's about a double-triple team there. And the turnover, I believe, will go to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, ball undercalled there. 4 defenders on number 5, Jake Dixon. It's key for that center to let go of the ball in order to draw the exclusion. Holds on to it just a little bit longer. Ball goes under.
I actually had somebody ask me, what happens if an offensive player pulls the ball down, shoots it up, and it goes into the goal? Does it count? I said, no, it does not. And kind of a neat idea, though. that is not a goal. People who are not familiar with the game of water polo, they do ask good questions. And I try to tell them, I say, folks, if you can, either go on YouTube or try to come up to the academy and see a game. First of all, you go on YouTube to kind of get a basic understanding of the rules. Then you come here.
A shot by number 15, Kaido Ham there on the offensive side, blocked by the goalie.
There's a shot and into the corner, a shot
and
a score.
2-meter violation called against Redlands this time. So same situation we just had on the Air Force side called against Redlands.
Hold it at 11-6. There's a pump fake. There's a shot right into the corner.
And that by number 9, Jackson Carter, his first goal of the game. Nice cross cage shot. Air Force maintains the 6-goal lead. One of the stories of this game and the stats that you like to see is the high numbers on the power play. 6 for 10 Air Force is on the power play for 600 percentage, as well as a relatively high shot percentage, now 525, 52% on their shot percentage compared to Redlands, who's only 24%.
Well, you got to credit the defense, some good goaltending, and there you go. Jackson Carter with his 18th goal of the year for the record, and the Falcons with a 12-6 lead. 5:28 left to play. Falcons with an opportunity to go 2-1 in the Rare Air Challenge. They're playing nationally ranked teams. We probably forgot to tell you that in this tournament.
Ball under number
And
2.
here's a turnover. Grant Snyder picks it up. And
Ball
so-
under by number 2, Grant Snyder. Leads the nation in steals as well.
And I think we have 3 of our Falcons in the leading the nation in various categories. Another exclusion, another opportunity for Air Force. Grant Snyder. Once again, the Falcons with a 6-on-5. Shot, score.
Up big and ripped by number 9, Jackson Carter.
And that by number 9, Jackson Carter again. That puts 2 in his category. And Air Force 7 for 11 now.
Last 2 goals have been scored by Jackson Carter. Falcons on top, 13-6, 4:42, 14-minute quarter. 4:42 left to go in the match.
Ian Christie will come out as well as Jackson Carter. Number 7, David Brown, and 3, Dylan Sinclair come in for Air Force.
I think the first time we've had a chance to talk about David this weekend. So everybody's going to get lathered up, as they say. Off to the wing. Boy, he can't go any further. I mean, if they backed him, he'd be right in the corner by the shot clock.
Yeah, great pressure by Air Force.
It
there.
sure was.
There'll be a shot here.
Brown putting some pressure on his man. Nice steal by the Bulldogs here. I think number 18 had something to say about the whistle, and we will not repeat it on the air.
Yeah, he wanted an exclusion called. He got it that time as number 6, Sam Delacruz, gets excluded. A power play for Redlands.
There's a shot.
Yeah.
There's a shot and a score.
Yeah, they put it away. That's again number 23, Wagner.
Shot and goal.
I think Wagner with a hat trick for the Redlands Bulldogs today as well.
13-7. 3:50 left to play here in period number 3. This is Jacob Yee. Just run the offense right now. Grant Snyder. Now they go down low. There's a shot and a score.
And slice from number 13, Wendy Larson McCarroll.
Yeah, great center play again. Ball inside of number 13. Larson McCarroll draws the exclusion. Quick pass in back to him. And Larson puts it away.
Larson with his second goal of the day. And the Falcons lead by the score of 14-7. Cole Copperwood now coming in. Grant Snyder will come out. Air Force with a 6 o'clock match to close things out here in day number 2 of the Rare Air Challenge here at the Cadet Natatorium. Rare Air Classic next week.
Pressure again by Air Force on the wing. Ordinary foul gets called.
Mike, I want to ask you something. This has been a rather intense opening schedule for the Air Force Academy Falcons. How is that helping them? And I can remember, I think last year, it was nothing like this before. We had the usual Rare Air Challenge, but I mean, they've really stacked the first part of the schedule with a lot of play for Air Force on the road and here at home.
Yeah, I think the coaching staff really looking for opportunities to get as much play time as possible for the Air Force team. You know, unlike other teams, they don't have a lot of time during the summer to do any kind of practicing officially. So getting as many games in the early part of the season really helps them work on the fundamentals. And with such a younger team with the number of freshmen and sophomores that are here, I think Coach Brown's looking to get as much experience in the pool as possible.
That's a very valid point as Wagner scores for Redlands. A lot of these civilian schools do have a chance for their players to get in the pool and work out. But of course, as far as Air Force and the service academies, folks, they have They have missions and they have jobs. They are in training, folks. They are training to defend you. Don't ever forget it. All right, here we go with 2:41 left to play. And that's a very valid point, Mike. They don't have as much time in the pool as a lot of the other schools do. And I think we're going to have a timeout called by Redlands. Yes,
it's actually an injury timeout against, it's an injury timeout. Number 5 on Redlands there. That's Andrew Higginson, poked in the eye, I think by number 13, Larson McCarroll. Not intentionally, but he does get excluded for that. They'll call an injury timeout here to give him an opportunity to recover. Let's
see how long the timeout will be. Looks like they're ready to go back into play, so here we go with 2:37 left to go in the match. And the Falcons leading by the score of 14-8. The brand new ball being tossed into the pool. Falcons apparently like it. They're leading by 6 goals. You know, even though the score is 14-8, you never stop coaching. The Air Force coaching staff, just to our right, they're still coaching. There's a block. Nice field block, and it goes out of play.
Yeah, that was off another exclusion, so it was 6-on-4 for Redlands. They're unable to convert Air Force defense with the field block in the middle.
Jacob Yee with a strong day today. And the aforementioned, another exclusion, another 6-and-5 opportunity for the Falcons. Trying to set it up on the post. Give it to Jacob Yee. That's all I'm saying. Give it to. And there's a shot, a skip shot, and a score.
Another shot by number 13, Larson McCarroll on the strong side for him. Goes cross cage, skipping in.
Hey, let's not forget Larson McCarroll. Folks, he's got 3 on the day. Mike, I'm going to let you pick the players of the game. I mean, we've got so many candidates. We might as well bring them all up here. I mean, you know. Certainly Jacob Yee deserves mention.
Yeah, good play all around by Air Force. A good, solid game. Completely in control this whole match. Score of 15-8.
We had Lucas Smith for 6 saves in the first half. It seems to me that Lucas had a pretty quiet second half because the Air Force defense has forced a lot of turnovers. And, well, they're right on cue. Thank you very much, Lucas. Maybe look, thank you. So much for a quiet second half right there. Lucas says, wait a minute.
Well, pass out to number 3, Dylan Sinclair now on the wing. He'll take it down. He'll look for a pass across. Bruce Kim now looking. Dylan by himself goes for the drive.
Be safe to say, I think, Mike, this has been a team effort for Air Force this afternoon. And here is Cole Copperrood. Yep, they're going to.
That was an offensive call, and he's going to call simulation here.
yeah, no doubt. That was the greatest.
Yeah.
That was the greatest simulation call I think I will see.
Yeah, one thing to note here, that rule, you know, even that simulation gets called, ball gets called out, it doesn't turn over that ball. So Redlands will still have the ball, but number 17, Redlands definitely simulating a foul against number 10, Cole Copperrood.
We're gonna make him a candidate for the Oscar for that performance. I'll tell you right now. I mean, Cole Copperrood swimming away and the guy jerks his head back. Okay, well, whatever it takes. All right. Another steal, I think, by Air Force. Yes.
There'll be another ball under. An exclusion call in transition.
Well, you know, Falcons are going to win it. We can now say that. I think it was the big run when the score was tied at 3-3 that really iced it for Air Force. They just got on a big run. And as a result, the Falcons will now go 10-4. I think, Mike, it'd be safe to say this really was a team effort. Yes, you expect a lot from your main guy, but right now, this team just seems like it's really, really. Who do you cover? Jacob D, a big day. You've got a man that steps in as a freshman. He has to step in for AJ, and I thought he played very, very well. So,
Absolutely.
this team, if it can keep. If this team can keep it together like it has been in the early going, of course, they are not favored at all in the Western Water Polo Association. I think they were ranked near the bottom, as I recall. That could all change, but we still have a ways to go before we get into Western Water Polo Association play. But I think the word might be, or the word should be getting around that you just, anybody that's in the pool, you better be leery of them. You better be ready for them.
Absolutely. Air Force has a really good reputation of being persistent in the water, very disciplined in their play. They're not going to give in, in any of those quarters. They're going to come strong on defense. It's a major part of their play strategy, and we've certainly seen that so far in this tournament as well in this game. And it looked like Coach Brown's going to get some remaining play time in for the majority of the rest of the bench.
I think Grant Snyder and Jacob B are having fun as Grant stole his cap, threw it away, passed it off to a teammate. He threw it in the far end of the pool. So a little bit of jocularity going on, if you will.
Yeah, the Air Force has to feel good about this play. This was they needed to come out strong and continue the discipline, and they do so there.
Attempted tap in, 20 seconds left to go. And this is going to do it as the Falcons will go 10-4 on the year. And 5 seconds left to go. Falcons will go 2-1 on the Rare Air Challenge. There's a shot which hits the back of the net, but not where they wanted it to go. And the Falcons win it by the score of 15-8. Well, of course, as always, our special thanks to Nick Arseniak, our Sports Information Director for Air Force Water Polo, as well as our Falcon Vision crew, bringing you all the pictures from today's game. Post-game is coming up next as Air Force defeats Redlands by the score of 15-8. You're watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision. Falcons go 10-4 on the year as they defeat Redlands today by the score of 15-8. Our players of the game, sophomore Jacob Yee and Larson McCarroll, senior. Jacob having 4 goals today, Larson with 3. Jacob, we'll start with you. Talk a little bit about this game. Nice bounce back after the tough loss yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely good to come out and get a win after our loss last night. But we just played good with team water polo. And I know for me, I wasn't able to play the last time we played Redlands, so I thought I came out here with extra fire, and I think I did a good job. I think the team did a good job, and a win's a win. So.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. You made some good plays out there today. And what was the strategy going into today's game against Redlands?
Like every team, I mean, we have the advantage at altitude, and I like to swim, so I try to swim it down as much as I can, get on the counter, and put away my shots. So.
I'll tell you what, job well done. You have a break until you play until 6 o'clock. I know this is only your second year with the team, but man, what a great time to be joining this club. 17 wins last year, 10 this year, and the best is yet to come, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to win, and that's what we're doing right now. Hopefully we can keep it up. So, yeah, I'm excited.
All right, congratulations. Job well done. Jacob Yee with 4 goals on today. Young man, this is your last year. I'll have you step over where we can get a much better look at you. Larson McCarroll, 3 goals on today. Larson, I think just looking at the team, a couple of things jump out. Number one, I think the defense is better. And your freshman goalie, what a nice backup you have to A.J. Kuipers. A tough break for him, but a freshman steps in, and he did the job for you today.
Yeah, Luca was doing absolutely amazing today. He really stepped it up where AJ couldn't play, and so hats off to him. He did a great job today.
Larson, if you can, compare this team with last year's team and similarities, differences. I think you have the potential to be better this year than you were last year when you had 17 wins.
I completely agree. I think that we had a great team last year. We lost a good amount of players and a lot of starters, but we've definitely pulled from our freshman crew. And I mean, today, for example, we saw, Luca. In Navy, we saw Colin and Jake and Jackson. They're all really stepping up and filling those shoes that we so missed from those seniors last year. So I think it'll be great.
How good can you be?
Sorry?
How good can you be?
Oh, I think we can get to the moon.
All right, Mike, I'm going to hand off to you, Mike, because he is a senior. AJ's a senior. I'm passing to you.
Yeah, well, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Hey, great game, Larson. Talk to me a little bit about the center play. I know there's been a rotating series of centers. You had a great job. You did a great job today for center play. How important was that in this particular contest?
I think it was pretty important, but like you said, we have a lot of centers. Jake, De La Cruz, myself, Colin, all of us, we all just kind of rotate. If one of us is tired or not playing super well, we have another one. And so today I played well, but Navy, Colin played amazing. De La Cruz plays great sometimes. Like it all depends. It's really good. So
yeah, it's a great thing to have a real balanced team and a great effort today. Thanks so much for the way you played today and the rest of the team as well. I think we're going to have Coach Ryan Brown now come up.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. Get some rest, and we'll see you at 6 o'clock tonight. Ryan Brown, the head coach of the Air Force Academy water polo team, 10-4 on the year. And, Coach, right off the top, Lucas Smith, what a nice backup to have to A.J. Kuipers. He stepped in. I think a lot of freshmen be kind of shaking like a leaf. Luca looked like a veteran today, I thought.
Yeah, he played well. I mean, he's a solid goalkeeper. We're happy to have him. That's why we brought him in the first place. He's gotten a few minutes, played some games throughout the season so far, so he's been battle tested. So it was really good for him to be able to step in here and play today and play solid. So that's what we expect from him.
I'm going to tell you, you've got to be happy, and just watching, I think a lot of your underclassmen are starting to get it, and they're playing well.
Absolutely. We've said from the beginning that they're going to have to play, and they're good, and so it makes it that much better. And they've been playing since the first weekend, and they'll play all season.
I didn't mean any disrespect when I said they're starting to get it. They got it, but they do look like they're getting to be a very solid unit, and it looks like whoever you put in the pool, you're confident with.
Absolutely. We got a deep crew, and everybody's getting in there. Everybody's getting minutes. Everybody's resting each other. That way we can stay fresh.
So far in the tournament, what have you seen? What has been the strength of the club as you have seen it?
Our defense. We hang our hat on defense. I've said that before. We need to keep playing defense first, and then that leads to our counterattack. Our defense leads to our offense, not the other way around.
All right, Mike Kuipers, I'll let you step in. I'm sure as a former coach, you have a question for the coach.
I do, Coach Brown. I know one of the points of emphasis for yourself and the coaching staff with this team has been power plays and getting after those power plays. A little bit of a better result in this particular contest. 9 for 14 today. That was not the case against the St. Francis game. Talk to me a little bit about what changed in this contest.
Well, hopefully we're getting it. We're seeing the results of moving the ball, seeing each other, opening up for each other, making that extra pass. I think that's where we get a little bit stuck, is not seeing that extra pass, not making the extra pass. We made a few of those today. We still could have done better, obviously, but 9 for 14 is a huge improvement from where we've been, so I'll take it. We needed to keep building on it.
Great job today. Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And thank you again to you for allowing me the opportunity to be up here doing the broadcast. It's been a blast.
All right, Westcliff and Air Force at 6 o'clock. Quick scouting report on Westcliff. What do they show?
They're solid. They're going to play well. They've got some really good players, some really talented players. Play with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, so we'll have to match that from the beginning of the game.
All right, and that match will begin at 6 o'clock here at the Cadet Natatorium. Coach, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Mike.
All right, and that will do it from the Cadet Natatorium as the Falcons win Game 2 of the Rare Air Challenge. Game 2 at 6 o'clock against Westcliff. For our entire Falcon Vision crew, I'm Jeffrey Orman, along with my broadcast partner, Mike Kuipers. And Mike, I want to thank you so much for sharing the weekend up here. I know this will be your final game. You need to get back home and get back to the real world, I guess. But thank you so much for everything you've done for us today.
Absolutely, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, and until then, 6 o'clock start time for Mike Kuipers. I'm Jeffrey Orman for our entire Falcon Vision crew. We thank you so much for joining us. You've been watching Air Force Water Polo. This is Falcon Vision.